today's an exciting video because it's both sponsored and approved by Nintendo. From its humble beginnings in 1889 as a playing card company, Nintendo has been creating some of the most iconic entertainment that the world has ever known. And as their products changed with the times and paper made way to video games, those experiences brought with them some of the most epic characters in history. So with the upcoming launch of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which features more characters than any other game in the series, what better time to share with you my list of what I think are the greatest Nintendo characters of all time. Here are the 10 greatest Nintendo characters of all time. Number 10 is Luigi. Created by renowned game designer Shigeru Miyamoto, one of Luigi's first appearances was Mario Bros., an arcade game that was released in 1983. Initially presented as a palette clone, substituting green coloring for Mario's red, Luigi was little more than a clone, mimicking his older brother's powers. But over the years, Luigi has developed his own personality, stepping out of Mario's shadow and even getting his own video games in which he's the central hero. And while he's often presented as being cowardly, can dish out some real power, such as when he's battling it out in Super Smash Bros., where he goes toe-to-toe with some of Nintendo's most epic characters. In my opinion, I'd say it's fair that Luigi stands beside his brother as the true mascots of Nintendo. Number 9 is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong has been a versatile character for Nintendo, initially as an opponent that players would have to defeat, and then later as a controllable character with a variety of cool moves and barrel-inspired props. DK first appeared in the appropriately titled Donkey Kong, an action puzzle game released on July 9th, 1981 that took place in a construction setting. DK displays raw strength, determination, and loyalty to his fellow Kongs. He may have started as the villain hurling barrels at Mario, but today Donkey Kong has his own best-selling franchise. Talk about a glow-up! Number 8 is Bowser. First seen as the main antagonist in the 1985 Nintendo game Super Mario Bros., Bowser has been in many games in the Super Mario franchise since, usually as an opponent. He's also known as King Koopa since he's the supreme leader of the Koopas, a race of turtle-like creatures that torment Mario, Luigi, and the rest of the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser is a crazy powerful character with immense strength, a nearly indestructible shell covered in sharp spikes on his back, and the ability to breathe fire like a dragon. Now, he's not as quick or agile as his opponents, but he more than makes up for that with his massive size and incredible endurance. He's a super-powered demonic Koopa, and you really don't want to mess with him. Number 7 is Little Mac. I personally identify with Little Mac a lot, you know, because I got little T-Rex arms. Little Mac starred in the 1987 game Punch-Out as the main protagonist. Little Mac is a boxer from the Bronx in New York who wants to become a world champion boxer. But despite his small stature, he's a force to be reckoned with and manages to topple opponents much larger and seemingly more powerful than himself throughout the series. Trained by former heavyweight champion Jerome Doc Louis, Little Mac goes on not only to gain the title he seeks, but also takes on a number of heroes from other popular Nintendo titles in games like Super Smash Bros. Any man who can knock a force like Bowser off a cliff with a single punch is truly a legendary powerhouse. Number 6 is Samus. An ex-soldier from the Galactic Federation, Samus Aran is a character born from tragedy, but with her massive gun, she's one of the few characters anyone should ever mess with. First appearing in the 1986 video game Metroid, Samus wears a state-of-the-art cybernetic armor called a power suit, and is a woman of few words. Even without the assistance of the exoskeleton, Samus is a very capable fighter. She was raised as a warrior and infused with the DNA of a Chozo, a highly advanced alien race. However, with the armor comes a devastating weapon, a gun capable of firing everything from beams of energy to explosives, and allowing Samus to cut down the opposition from a distance. Number 5 is Kirby. When Kirby was first introduced in the 1992 video game Kirby's Dream Land, designed by the same developer of the Super Smash Bros. Series, Masahiro Sakurai, it was hard to take him seriously, mostly because he was a small pink ball-like thing that went around eating enemies. But despite that, he's become today one of Nintendo's most famous icons. Now, when players pick up Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch on December 7th, 2018, I think many of them will likely select the bigger heavy hitters, such as Samus or Donkey Kong, but overlooking Kirby because of his cuteness or tiny size could be a big mistake. This little pink blobby creature packs a wallop, with quick recoveries and the ability to jump 5 times in the air. Add in the fact that he's the only character that can copy his enemies' moves, and Kirby might just be eating his opponent for breakfast. Number 4 is Fox McCloud. A true Nintendo all-star, Fox McCloud has been the hero and main playable character in the game Star Fox since the first title was released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System back in 1993, one which happened to be one of the first Super NES games to feature 3D graphics. Another creation from the brilliant mind of Shigeru Miyamoto, Fox is just that, a fox, with orange-brown fur and green eyes. He's an ace R-Wing pilot and the leader of the Star Fox team, an intergalactic team of mercenaries who are trying to make the universe a safer place and make a little money in the process. With a thirst for justice and his trusty blaster always ready at his side, Fox is capable of quickly dispatching his foes. Number 3 is Pikachu. First appearing in Japan on February 27th, 1996, in Nintendo's Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, Pikachu is the iconic face of the Pokemon franchise. An electric-type Pokemon, Pikachu takes out his enemies using bolts of lightning and other attacks, utilizing the energy that he builds up in his cheeks. However, electricity isn't the only way this Pokemon can do damage, as he's been known to swiftly knock out any opposition with intense force, through tackles and even headbutts. Pika! Pikachu has charmed fans and given a jolt to opponents for more than 20 years, so it comes as no surprise why Pikachu isn't just one of the most recognizable Pokemon, but one of the most recognized characters in the history of video games. Number 2 is Link. As the pointy-eared main protagonist in the Legend of Zelda video game series, Link truly embodies the essence of a questing hero, out to do good in the world, all while wearing what appears to be hand-me-downs. And many players can identify with him being just a boy, who's thrust into big adventures often with the Master Sword, the bane of all evil in his hand. Able to use pretty much any weapon that he finds and a master of many musical instruments, Link is super cool, but what makes him such an epic character is his goal of helping anyone in need, and, you know, his incredible fighting abilities, which he uses to devastate his enemies. And number 1 is Mario. Yeah, you probably saw this coming. It should come as no surprise that one of the greatest characters under Nintendo's banner, in my opinion, is the same one that millions of people think of whenever they hear the word Nintendo. Mario has appeared in literally hundreds of games, a doctor, and of course, a powered-up hero. He's almost always displayed as a short, plump Italian man with a mustache, wearing a red-colored outfit, and often hurling balls of fire at Koopas. Mario's usually front and center in promotional materials, whether they're for his own game series or others such as the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. Altogether, the Mario Bros. Franchise is one of the most successful video game franchises that the world has ever seen. But out of any game I've played with him, the game that I'm most looking forward to playing Mario in this year is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the game where legendary game worlds and fighters collide in the ultimate showdown. If you guys have ever played this, you know just how fun it is. This new entry in the Super Smash Bros. Series features new fighters, like Inkling from the Splatoon series and Ridley from the Metroid series, alongside every Super Smash Bros. Fighter ever. Now, Mario's my personal favorite fighter because he's an all-around fighter, and in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, he even battles with Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. But if Mario's not your go-to character like me, you're still good to go because the game features more than 70 characters, so there should be a fighter in there for everyone. And with faster combat, new items, new attacks, and new game modes, the battles are sure to be bigger and better than ever. And seriously, I cannot wait to play this game when it comes out, but until it does, thank you guys for watching, thanks again to Nintendo for sponsoring, and if you guys enjoyed this, drop a like on it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!